Hi, and welcome back to R&V Radio Show. Welcome today in this beautiful Monday. We got great weather, and we've got a newbie with us here on the show. So as always, I'm B. Nazra. This is with me, Ree Nazra. Yep. Crystal.
Hey.
And we have, for the first time ever, Dr. Casey Diekman. What's up?
Hello.
Welcome on our show. Thank you for coming today.
Sure. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, we are stoked to have you on our show today. Dr. Diekman is actually my advisor, my professor many times, really cool dude. So, yeah, if you want to say a little bit about yourself and give us maybe a fun fact or something.
A fun fact?
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm a professor here at NJIT. I've been here 4 years, and I like it. I'm in the math department, so I teach a variety of classes, calculus, differential equations.
Yep, the best kind.
Yeah, that's right. But my research is in mathematical biology, so actually those are the best kind. So I teach a mathematical modeling course, an introduction to mathematical biology. I guess a fun fact. I just saw today that there's a NJIT ping pong team, and I didn't know that, so now I kind of
No way.
There's
an NJIT ping pong team?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
so you're going to be a part of it or something?
Well, I don't know. I just found out about it.
Oh, okay.
He's got to go through the tryouts.
Yeah.
You have a very, very nice radio voice, I must tell
Really?
you.
Yeah, you got to like it just click.
Nice and deep and crisp. Perfect for the air.
That's exciting.
That's fair. So, if you guys are just tuning in, we do have a special guest with us. Because usually people come on later into the show. If you come second half, we'll fill you in on the loop. Again, our sessions are recorded. It will be put up on our YouTube channel and hopefully posted on Mr. Diekman's website, if we can get that done.
Yeah.
And we know a few people last week, we had a Bollywood theme. Bollywood music from last session. So we're happy to hear that people enjoyed it. It was a new theme for us. But we did have, we have a lot in store for you today. Later on, as usual, cool fun facts coming your way with Wired, interview questions with astronauts, a beer vending machine, and other neat stuff. Vigo, a machine we'll tell you about. But first we'll get the scoop on Dr. Diekman.
Okay.
Dr. Diekman. Sounds like a villain. Dr. Diekman.
Yeah, it does, though.
Doesn't it?
Didn't
Pretty
you say
intense.
that's not even how people pronounce it? Like,
How do you
is there another way to...
That's how I pronounce it.
Oh.
Diekman, yeah. My uncle pronounces it Diekman.
Yeah, I never knew that until like
I like
this year.
Diekman better.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Well, and my grandmother pronounced it Dickman, so the choice was
thanks,
clear
Grandma.
from my perspective.
Thanks, Grandma. Is this your first time on a radio show?
Definitely.
Broadcasting?
Yeah.
Really? Have you never had your own show?
Never.
Back
Like
in
a
college? No?
podcast or something.
No, you know a
should do,
mini
you know?
podcast? Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, we have to say you are one of like the kindest people we have ever met.
Oh yeah, so chill.
Wow.
Yes.
I
Very
walk into
sweet dude. Yeah.
I walk into his office like every day and I'm bothered.
Yeah, I don't know how
He's
you're not
very
like, Bina,
patient.
get the heck out of here. I don't know. You're just like, you're too kind. You're too nice.
Well, thank you.
Anyway. So, what I'm curious about is what influenced you to go into this field specifically?
It was in grad school primarily, so I was at the University of Michigan, and I had been working for Chrysler, so I was in industry, and then went back to do my PhD, and I was thinking that I would have to stay kind of in the field that I had been, and continue with industrial statistics as a career. But then I sat down with my advisor, and he asked me what I wanted to work on. Left it completely open. And I'd always been interested in biological applications, but I was terrible at the wet labs. I hated the labs. So so I mentioned that, and he suggested I take some courses, and so I did. And then one of my course projects ended up being part of my dissertation research, and that's actually the specific area that I've continued with ever since. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's where you quoted your own father's paper, right?
That's right.
When I heard that Vina told me that story, I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
That was the coolest
That
fact
was
ever.
very neat. That was awesome.
Yeah, he wrote a paper in 1972
Sweet.
that I'm still using.
Footnote, my dad.
Yeah, do you even put that? You have to put like his actual name. You're just like, yeah, he's my dad. Like, footnote.
I just put his name. Mark Diekman.
There you go.
So tell us right now, what does your research specifically entail? So it's mathematical biology. All I know is the circadian clock, because it would be Venus informed me that.
That's a big part of it. So I have some other projects on the control of breathing. Actually, I just came over here. I was meeting with, before this, I was meeting with Gal Haspel in biology. We're working together on how worms move, C. elegans. But the bulk of my research is in circadian rhythms, so we should probably tell the listeners what those are.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah. Well,
So
You're the expert.
I know Bina knows because she's in my classes. But I thought
Circadian rhythm?
I thought Rena should.
I should have Googled it beforehand.
Yeah.
You know what it is. It's basically,
No idea what
you
that
do.
is.
It's basically like your sleep.
Rena,
You
You
said
said
Rhythm.
sleeping patterns, but what does that mean, sleeping patterns?
That's basically
How
like
you breathe when you sleep?
No, like the prime time but it's everything. It's like the prime time to wake up, or like the best time to go to the gym. Like it's everything about your biological clock, right?
Yeah. That's
There you
good.
go.
Yeah.
Wow, Bina,
Yeah.
A+ for you.
That's right. So, yeah. So they're not. It has nothing to do with cicadas. So a lot of times people think it's.
Oh, never even thought of that.
cicadas,
No.
Yeah, and it's not cardiac. It's not. Although there are cardiac rhythms, but it's just, so it's circadian because it's about a day. So Latin for about a day, circa dia, and this is a clock, a biological clock that's in humans, plants, animals, bacteria, all kinds of organisms that keeps time. So if we were to go underground in a cave, completely isolated from our phones, any external time cues, we would still maintain these nearly 24-hour rhythms in, for example, our core body temperature is one marker of the circadian clock, or hormones are released in a nearly 24-hour pattern. But it's not exactly 24. It's for most humans, it's slightly greater than 24, but it's the light-dark cycle, which is exactly 24 due to the rotation of the Earth, that synchronizes the intrinsic circadian clock to exactly 24 hours.
So weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's amazing, but it's
gets
also
super complicated.
It's so weird.
So like all those graphs that you see me code, and then like I show you, you're just like, what is that? Is that even relevant?
Is that the water molecule that splits or something?
No, that's something
Every
else.
simulation you tell me is like, tell me what it separates.
That's fluid dynamics. That's something completely different.
like this bubble, and
But
I have to see when they're.
every time I show him, like,
Complicated.
look what I coded, and she's just like, what is that? See, in science we actually do things, and you can see some kind of result. I'm like,
Yeah,
this is
that's
a result.
right. That's right. When we work in the laboratory, we get some fine, nice results right
This
there.
is
We
a
do.
good result.
There's actually one lab that I do work in for protein purification with the GST column, and they analyze for E. coli bacteria or ones that are not out in the light. Something to do. It's a very small piece of the circadian clock, but it's something to do with how they function not in the dark. How is it? But I'm doing a very like small part in that lab of the overall project, so it's very down to a minute detail. But for what conclusion were you trying to get out of your project?
Well, there's different aspects that we've tried to address. So part of it is the details of the molecular circadian clock. So I'll stick with humans or mammals for a minute. Although Rena mentioned the bacteria, so I want to get back to that because there's someone else on NCIT's campus that works in cyanobacterial circadian clock. But for my own stuff, in the mammalian circadian clock, there's a part of the brain called the hypothalamus, and within the hypothalamus, there's a group of about 20,000 neurons called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN.
Wow.
And
you just genius right there. You just have to shout terms, and we'll be like, "Oh my god!"
People just collapse.
You're amazing.
We'll just call it SCN. And so SCN neurons have the capability of producing this 24-hour rhythm. So if you do an experiment, or not a computational mathematical experiment, but a real biological experiment, you can take these cells out of the brain and grow them in a dish, and then measure the expression of different genes and proteins. And so there's the core of the circadian clock is a negative feedback loop. Right? So you have genes made into proteins,
right,
and then they come back and inhibit their own transcription.
Right.
And so that negative feedback loop causes oscillations with a period of about 24 hours.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I think that's so cool.
So that's going on inside the cells, but then somehow that information has to get to the rest of the brain, the rest of the body. So then they're neurons, and they have then a circadian rhythm in their electrical activity. So they fire more during the day and less at night.
Right.
And that's thought to be the main output signal to other parts of the brain. And then that controls the release of hormones that diffuse throughout the body. And so as Bina was mentioning, there's different rhythms have different phases. So for example, the sleep promoting hormone melatonin is released at night to help you sleep. And then awake promoting hormones like serotonin and cortisol are released in the morning to wake you up. And then things having to do with digestion are peaking around lunchtime. So it's all coordinated to make our daily lives easier.
Yeah. I'm like, if somebody just took you and kept you underground, and like you didn't know, like you couldn't tell if it was later, day or night, or if any transition or nothing, you would just, what do you call it? It's not intuition. It's not, what's the word for it? That you just, biologically your body will become accustomed to or adapt to.
Yeah, so what would happen there, eventually you would go crazy, unfortunately.
I'm not making any sense, I know, but I'm like curious as far as like, if you completely take somebody out of
they've done
normal
those
circumstance.
Yeah, so in the 60s, I think, I like when I talk about going down in a cave, that's actually what they did.
So
so in this case, it was the scientists themselves.
Sweet.
Because I don't think, ethically they can.
Yeah, but how could you? How could you
get volunteers or pay them?
How could you run accurate tests though if it's on yourself?
Well, that was a problem. They didn't end up being as accurate as we thought.
It's a bias.
The guy was psycho.
He gave himself a little light that he could. Just a small lamp that he could turn on,
so he could write in his logbook.
Maybe.
Oh no, what happened? It had
so that influenced the data.
Yeah,
so,
right.
So based on those, but it was still useful in the sense that his core body temperature rhythm, persisted for a month, and so then he was not getting up and going to this. Getting up or going to sleep at the same time each day because the period of the rhythm was greater than a day. So you can plot it in what's called an actogram, and you can see that each day he's getting up a little bit later. But then that's when the crazy stuff started to happen. Like his sleep-wake cycle became dissociated from all his other rhythms.
Yeah, everything's thrown off.
So it can only sustain itself for so long, and then he did start to go crazy.
But for how long was he there though?
Yeah, how long did he?
I think he stayed underground for like 60 days or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then
that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Is that your next mission?
No. Well, so now they do.
I'm gonna try it.
They still do these types of experiments. Most of them are at Harvard, at Brigham and Women's Hospital. They have these time isolation wings in the hospital where people volunteer. Wow. And so a lot of times it's say grad students working on their dissertation or musicians trying to compose a score. They just don't want to be bothered by anybody for weeks.
Just stick them in there.
Yeah. Wow. And but they control these experiments very carefully. So if like a male lab technician is going to come in to take some measurements, they'll always have them shaved before they go in, so there's no like clue that it's, you know, no 5 o'clock shadow. Yeah. So those more recent, more careful experiments put the period of the circadian clock at 24.3 hours, whereas that earlier one down in the cave, they thought it was like 25 hours. So
what was the most difficult part for you?
Of being in the cave?
Or that, you Leslie. Fill us in on your experiences if you want to.
I think the most difficult part for me it's less of maybe a scientific answer to your question, and just trying to finish all the projects I've started. So I start lots of different projects. And then
why do you start so many?
Oh, because there's lots of interesting things.
That's true.
You gotta jump on him. You gotta
spark. He wants to start everything. You walk into his office. Oh, what's that? Oh, yeah, it's my 50th project. Every project's different every time I walk into his office.
Oh man.
Yeah, he starts so many.
My goodness.
And then he has kids. Did he say that?
Well, yeah.
Then he has kids. Like, and then he sends me emails like 5 a.m. and then midnight, and I'm like, when do you sleep?
Between midnight and 5.
I guess I just answered my okay.
That's when he sleeps, you know.
Well, it's not a lot.
Now
of
you know
sleep.
his sleeping patterns. You know, I should go calculate that. What else is there that you want to share with us? I mean, for your project.
Well, so maybe I'll just finish the part we were talking about, and then give the shout out to the guy in chemistry.
Oh yeah.
And then one of the main things I've been working on is how to connect the rhythms and gene expression, kind of that negative feedback loop in the molecular clock, to the rhythm and electrical activity. And some of my work has suggested that the electrical activity isn't just an output of the molecular clock, but is actually part of the timekeeping mechanism. So the electrical activity of the neurons then influences the gene expression rhythm.
Did you sort of predict that they were intertwined, I guess?
Yeah. So using the model, so we developed, I guess I left that part out. So we built a mathematical model of the ion channels involved in producing the electrical activity. And then there was already several mathematical models of the molecular clock. And so in 2013, we published a paper where we were able to simulate and analyze a multi-scale model that had both of those components.
Right.
And that's what predicted that the electrical activity was maybe actually part of the clock and not just reading out the clock.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I know, I'm just fascinated by it. How long did you say you were working on this one? Did you say? I don't remember.
So I got into the circadian field, I guess, in 2006, 2007. And so at that time, that's when I started working with the electrophysiological model.
And how many people are working? You say we. Who is? You have like one group, or just you and another dude? Or
so I have experimental collaborators. So in particular, Mino Bell at the University of Manchester in England. He records the electrical activity of these cells. And so then we use his data to build the models. And then after we make a prediction or have a hypothesis that comes out of the model, then he can test it experimentally.
Wait, so he's working from England?
He is, yeah.
So how do you guys just Skype? I don't know.
We Skype a lot.
They Skype all the time.
That's how it's like the easiest way to communicate your findings, I guess, or
just to
email your info. What do you? I mean, how do you?
I'm
just curious because you're like
you go visit.
I do, yeah. I try and go once or twice a year
to England.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Why is that such a shock?
I don't know. It's so cool. Because we're just in New Jersey. I don't know. Most of us in New Jersey just like, if we're lucky, we go out of the country or whatever. I don't know. He's like, once or twice. He goes all the way to England. That's so cool.
Yeah. No, that is a nice part of being an academic is you get to go to lots of conferences.
You travel. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. Sweet.
Yeah, so the professor here at NJT that I mentioned is Yang-Ik Kim. He's in chemistry and environmental sciences.
Yes.
Is
that your professor, Chris?
Yeah.
For biochemistry?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy. He's in the lab that I work in,
Yeah, that's why I told you. Shame on you, how do you not know it? Because I told you his research, right? And
very small pieces of it. I didn't know. All I knew is that, it had to do with circadian clock. But the thing he does and what I do are in a sense separate though. So I'm working with Amy, and she's specifically, we attach ourselves to this project because there was a paper attached to it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's one where it's mutated DNA, and I was like, oh my god, that's sweet, I'm gonna totally do that. But this one they're trying to publish something, so I'm like, get my name on something or just do something, it's sort of the deciding factor when you're a bio major and you're not going into pre-med and you're strictly going into research or the corporate world. You need your name on things, and everyone's like, you need a PhD, you need a specialize in something, and I was like, okay, and I'm just trying to like follow on the path of what these people say, and I'm like, yeah, if I have to get my name out there, sure, I'll do that. I'm not gonna work on a project that shows very small results, but I can't present it anywhere. I mean, these people are going to symposiums and they've done fabulous work. But yeah, Professor Kim, he's a great guy. He's great. He's like they're so helpful. They really are so helpful for the students specifically. And trying to just get us out there and attach us to other, they're like, come on, you would show something for your work. Show what you did. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it's great. It's great work.
I just love how he interacts with his students, because I was in his lab, right? In his lab class, so he just went up to our table and told us his research. It's like, yes, if you guys want to, work with
people
me
involved.
After,
yeah,
that's fine. Like, just come to my office, whatever, and then pass the message to other people, and then that's how we get people around. Sweet. It's so cool.
cool professor.
It's true. It's very true. And then another one was Professor Zhang, who they're in the same lab. It's just one's on the bottom floor, one's on the top floor. Professor Zhang does one with testing colloidal silver against pathogens in water. And there are also other people who try to get funding, and they try to just give students a chance and be like, yeah, that's another thing, that a paper's attached to it and you have to work on the manuscript and yada yada. But it's a lot of fun. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. I wish they had more research opportunities on NJT.
Yeah, like in England.
Yeah. Get that started.
Okay, we'll work on that.
So like, do you get to bring like little apprentices to England and stuff?
Do you travel with any grad students or any other?
Yeah, so we
undergrad students.
You're trying to get your foot in the door so bad.
I'll take a trip to Hawaii. Like, I don't have to go outside the country.
Yeah, well, I did go to a conference in Hawaii a couple summers ago.
That's right,
and we justified it because it was between American and Japanese scientists. So Hawaii was halfway in between.
You just didn't want to get a free trip.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cheaper than having it in LA or Tokyo. So
wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So one of my grad students came with me to San Diego, but not England yet. So
that's nice.
Getting on that.
Maybe
next
year.
step. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we're also studying. So this isn't at the molecular and cellular level, but we're looking at jet lag in humans. So again, this is using a mathematical model, ordinary differential equations, that was fit to data from humans on how light affects their circadian clock. And then we're using that to simulate different trips and try and predict how long the jet lag would be.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
And so some
what
things,
have you found?
Yeah, so we found that a number of factors influence it. So the natural rhythm of the natural period of each person's circadian clock. So as I mentioned before, it's usually longer than 24 hours. And so if it's much longer than 24 hours, then that tends to make traveling east harder than traveling west, which a lot of people have observed. And actually, there was a recent study of Major League Baseball games. Another one of my collaborators, so Ravi Alata at Northwestern University, and they analyzed 20 years of baseball data and found that there is an effect of jet lag on the team's performance, but it was only when teams were flying from west to east rather than east to west.
That's bonkers.
Yeah.
Wait, but why?
What?
why is there that direction?
Yeah.
So that's one of the questions we've been trying to address. And so at least mathematically, we can say that it's a generic property of an oscillatory system, that there would be a period, which we'll call it, let's call it the neutral period, where traveling east or west is equivalent. You would have the same amount of jet lag. And that isn't always exactly 24 hours. So kind of the folklore in the circadian field is that if the period's greater than 24, then traveling east would be harder. And so we would think of traveling east as being a phase advance of the light dark cycle. So if you fly east, then the sun's going to come up sooner than it would than if you back in your home time zone. And so then the intuition is that if the period of the clock is greater than 24, then it's going to be easier to delay it rather than advance it. And so if you travel west, that's a phase delay of the light dark cycle, like the sun's going to come up later.
Right.
And so that all works, and in the model and in the simulations, if you make the intrinsic period less than the neutral period, which I'm saying is not exactly 24, but close to 24, then traveling west becomes harder. But we found that it also depends on the number of hours of light in the day. So it's actually different in the summer or the winter.
Right.
And then another thing that we've looked at that isn't as common is what happens if you travel, from north to south. So say you go from summer in New York, go down to Santiago, Chile, where it's winter, then that is going to cause some jet lag, we argue. Because so what's happening with jet lag is that you're synchronized to your home light dark cycle. Like I was talking about before, the period of your circadian clock is not exactly 24, but it synchronizes to be exactly 24. And then when you fly somewhere east or west, the light dark cycle is shifted, and then your clock has to resynchronize.
Right.
And that's when you don't feel well.
I guess to reprogram itself.
So have you guys found a way to kind of reset that when you go back to your home country?
So there is something interesting that's in the simulations. So what we would, for low light levels, there's a prediction that we can make about what would be the worst case jet lag. Like how far of a trip do you need to take to experience the worst possible jet lag? And so our method for analyzing this, we take the differential equations and then we translate it into a one-dimensional map. So it's now a discrete dynamical system instead of a continuous one. And then the unstable fixed point of that map is where you would have the worst jet lag. And so one thing that we could tell you is how to avoid that. So like maybe you could adjust your leaving time to try and avoid that.
Really bad one.
We're absorbing the info. It's helpful
Well,
information.
the Philippines is a quite
quite
a while away. So
they're like 12 hours advance. So like when I go there, I usually leave here like midnight because that's the easiest way for me to kind of like get not as bad effects of jet lag and all that.
Yeah.
Reduce the effects.
And then I get there like 12 in the afternoon, right? So at least like I can like, do whatever the whole day and be tired at night. But then it works while I'm there. So like there, like I don't experience like any jet lag. But like once I come back like here in New Jersey, that's when like my body's just like the whole 2 weeks. Takes 2 weeks for me to get over it. So like I would be sleeping in the day and then at night I'm like wide awake.
So is the only time to reprogram your own system, or in a sense control it if you can, is by just like messing with your time? Basically,
so,
can you be like, I don't want jet lag this time, so I'm gonna do something about it. Like,
there are things you can try. So the light is the main input to the clock. That's the thing that that you need to synchronize to. But other things can affect it. So some people take melatonin and they try and time the dosage to to minimize their jet lag. But also food and exercise affect the clock.
Yeah, Crystal.
Yeah, exercise. Wow.
Exercise.
Okay.
But we can simulate your scenario. So we could go from New York to there was one paper I read where they had 4 subjects fly from Oklahoma City to Manila, and then they got a bunch of data on them. So if it's worse for you coming back, then I'm wondering if maybe that means that you have an advanced sleep phase rather than a delayed sleep phase. So my prediction, and I'm usually wrong when I do this, is that you're more of a morning person than a night person. Is that true?
That's not true.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh man, you had a chance to sound real good there.
I tend to sleep 3 o'clock in the morning, then wake up around 7. That's like.
Well, the reason why you sleep most mornings, Crystal, is because you stay up at 3 o'clock in the morning because of school, though. So it's not, you could be an early bird. It's just your schedule in and of itself. You screw with it.
I'm a morning person.
You know what? Crystal could be your next lab rat. We could
Yeah,
just run tests on her. We give you permission to just.
I'll find out this summer because I'm going this summer, and then we'll see what happens when I get back.
What happens when you go to South Korea?
Oh my God!
Next
I'm gonna
semester
live there
fly
for 4 months.
Yeah,
I'm studying abroad next semester.
That's great.
Isn't that exciting?
Hopefully, it
You have a
goes
bunch
well.
of sleep circadian rhythm data all for.
All prepped up and ready to go.
Yep.
Yeah, but I wonder how that's gonna go though.
Oh man, it's gonna be exciting. I'm totally excited for you. Well, thank you again for the information. We will take a small little break, play some music, and we'll get back with more info, with more scoop with Dr. Diekman. Deekspina.
I call her
every time you say his nickname though, like I did you even give her permission to call you Deeks?
That is not my nickname, by the way.
Deeks?
Yes, it is.
No, it is
Yeah,
not.
She calls you Deeks all the time, so I don't know. Did you give her permission to call?
No, I don't think that's appropriate, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Been calling him that for like a whole semester.
Dr. Diekman.
Because whenever we ask her, she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to Deek's office." I'm like, "Who's?"
No,
Deeks?"
because first I didn't call it in front of him, because I didn't think that was appropriate. And then
I thought you said
I walked
it
into
already.
your office once, and then I thought you said like, "Oh yeah, that's fine." Like,
I don't remember
just
that.
give me a nickname.
Listen, this is being recorded and played for people in the public, so let's keep it going.
I didn't say it. You brought
You're right.
it
I
up.
did bring it up. I apologize. No. Anyway, Dr. Diekman, we will be back. We'll have some other fun-filled stuff for the later on in our session, but we'll let you enjoy this one for now. This is Yellow Claw, Light Years, dropping the beat on R&B radio show. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned.
Electric nights like fireflies, time is frozen. Velvet skies like lightning vibes, we be floating. 'Cause when you touch me, I swear I can't speak. I'm out of body, there ain't no coming back. And when you touch me, that's what my heart needs. Yeah, we can run free. I know that it can be light years away. I know it can find me light years away. I know we can shine through anywhere, anywhere, anywhere. I know I can find you anywhere, anywhere, anywhere. I know I can shine through. Worlds apart, we're shooting stars. Skies are open. A ray of sparks, our beating hearts throw us in motion. 'Cause when you touch me, I swear I can't speak. I'm out of body, there ain't no coming back. And when you touch me, that's what my heart needs. Yeah, we can run free. I know that it can be light years away. I know it can find me light years away. I know we can shine through anywhere, anywhere. it starts with one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock takes life away. It's so unreal. Didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on to didn't even know I wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to remind myself how I tried so hard. In spite of the way you were mocking me, acting like I was part of your property, remembering all the times you fought with me, I'm surprised it got so. Things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. You kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I've put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know. I've put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I've made up my mind over and over. Keep pressing rewind, but I'm getting older. Tried every door, don't know who I'm looking for. And I've made up my mind over and over. I can't be everything you want me to be. I can't be everything you want me to be. Finally, I can see the light through the leaves, but it's all gone. But it's all gone. What comes from the ground now is returning. It's all the same sound, and my ears are burning. In some strange home, don't know who I'm working for. I've made up my mind over and over. I can't be can't be everything you want me to be. Finally, I can see the light through the leaves, but it's all gone. But it's all gone.
And we are back, R&B Radio Show. If you guys are just tuning in, we had a special guest, Casey Diekman. If we talked about his research, we will fill you in again. The sessions are recorded, so you can find it on our YouTube channel and on his website if we get it, fully uploaded. And we are now actually going to play one of his song selections, but just because we're curious, what is currently your favorite musician, or a band, or a songwriter, a singer, somebody that you're into today?
Right now, yeah. That is a good question. It's different than the question you said you were going to ask me. So now,
what
now
what I said I was going to ask you?
Didn't she say she was going to ask what
your
my
favorite musician was?
Oh, I thought you meant like of all time.
Go ahead.
All time. That works too.
The only reason I say today is because people's change.
Right
Their
now.
answers change because they have
true.
new artists coming up and they're totally into somebody
Yeah.
right now. But yeah, of all time.
Well, so of all time, that's an easy one for me because that's the Smashing Pumpkins. Big Smashing Pumpkins fan.
That's
Smashing
interesting.
Pumpkins.
And but yeah, anymore it's more, I guess, kind of folk music. Maybe.
Yeah, that's what's going
I mean,
on
not
now.
like real folky, but
Real
somewhat
folky.
folky.
Have you heard of the Milk Carton Kids?
No, I haven't.
They're compared to Simon and Garfunkel.
Okay.
But they have their own style. We saw them at my brother and I saw them at Terrytown Music Hall.
Yeah.
And it was just like they're obviously very musically talented. What they can do with the guitar and their harmonies are gorgeous. But they also bring in such humor in their show. So if you would just look it up on your downtime of YouTube, put in, I believe when they performed at Lincoln Center. I'm forgetting right now exactly what the name of the show was, but when they performed, the jokes that they had, or just like the chemistry that they have with each other, is just fantastic. And when you see it live, they're just like, you're like, oh my god, these guys! It's a full performance that you're getting.
That did make me think of a couple things then. So the past 2 years, I've gone to Global Fest. So that's organized by a group of people. One of which, the founder of the program, I think, is the wife of Professor Diekman. But anyway,
sweet.
it's in.
Wait, where's Global Fest?
So Global Fest is in January each year. It's in Webster Hall in Lower Manhattan, and they bring bands from all over the world. And so I think it's 12 bands in one night. So it has 3 floors. So the bottom floor of Webster Hall is like a kind of like a rock club, and then the middle floor is like a jazz lounge, and then the top floor is the big ballroom, I think.
That sounds awesome. Right. I've never even heard of this. I can't believe I haven't.
And so there's usually...
How long have they been running?
It's been running for a while. I don't know exactly, but yeah. I highly recommend it because you can catch a little bit of each show if you want.
Right, yeah.
Because they stagger the start times, so they'll each act will go for maybe 45 minutes, but they make it so you can see a little bit of each of them.
So if you get like one ticket, you have access to all 3 floors.
Yeah,
like
that's
you can
right.
do it.
Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah. It's really
it's
cool.
like a festival. Yeah, it's like
it is. Yeah. It's like a global festival.
That is so cool.
Called Global Fest.
Never heard of it. Well, we're gonna have to look into that. And
Hopefully
go.
That is. Yeah. But then so this is not necessarily my favorite band of today, but I really like this song by the Strumbellas. Have you heard of this?
Yes, we've heard of the Strumbellas.
And then when you were saying that it was humorous, like there's like the in their video, that's pretty humorous, I think. So it's
their music video.
Yeah.
I like what some artists do, that they're just they're not all serious. I guess, about their craft. I don't know. They do something, whether it's just a lyric video or actually them portraying somebody. Like, first thing comes to my mind, Foo Fighters. Every time you see music videos, sometimes so many of them, you have
is a joke. It's
you have Dave Grohl being female parts and just dressed up and doing stuff, but their music is obviously so good. You just know what when they're riffing on the guitar, but he's what they do is sometimes they just make fun of themselves, and I think it's great. I think you have to have a sense of humor. You can't, I don't know. You can't take yourself so seriously.
That I agree with that. Yeah.
With their career. I just know they're funny. Their music, I love watching the music videos. For the Strumble is what music video in particular? What song?
I think it's called like
Guns
We
in
Don't
My
Know.
Head? Oh, We Don't Know. That's the other.
Yeah.
Those two are very popular. Yeah,
where they're
play
like wrestling with each other, and then it turns into like a video game.
Yeah. Yes, do that. So
but I like that song. Like I like songs where it kind of like they start slow, and then like halfway through there's like a change of pace, and then they start rocking out. So
and they pivot,
and then they timed it where, so they were just wrestling with each other, in the dressing room after the show, and then like this villain comes in the door, and then that's when the music changes.
Comes in and
yeah.
No, it's great. It's hilarious. Very enjoyable. And we made you a DJ for Snippet of our show, and asked you to select a song that you wanted to play.
Yes.
And it was, go ahead, you can introduce
Okay, yeah. So Adam Gilbert is a musician based in Morristown, New Jersey. And he's put out a couple albums. So I think in 2007 he had an album called Fishing for Water. And then I chose a song from his 2012 album called A Generation of Forgotten Things. But he has a new album coming out in the next month or two. And you can find his music at adamgilbertmusic.com, or he has a Pandora station.
And he might be on Spotify.
Probably on Spotify too.
Yeah.
We'll look him up.
Yeah.
There are a few videos on YouTube.
There are, some of his stuff is on YouTube already. You guys could just check it out. It's Generation of Forgotten Things or Kings? Because on here the title may be. It's him. This is his name.
I think it's Kings. Did I say Things?
Yeah.
Well, we'll check the recording.
Want to make sure that it didn't get the wrong song.
No, Kings, with a K. And he speaking of videos, he has a single out, I think, for the new album called On Softer Ground, and then he made a video to go along with that. And it's going to be in the Manhattan Film Festival and then some other film festivals. So.
Yeah, and he got an award for something already. Because that link you sent me, I was looking through it. I thought it was really neat. I thought it was really cool, and I checked out the video, of course, and enjoyed it. Yes, I thought it was great, and the Softer Ground, the music was very gentle. The music with that song in particular.
Yeah, that's right.
It was gentle. It was beautiful. I loved it.
It's crazy to see how they start so locally. Like you're so close. Right? Like Morristown's right here.
Lumineers were in Ramsey.
We're from
like,
Ramsey, what the heck? And now they're like
sold out.
They're sold out. Their tickets are like hundreds, and they're playing for thousands of people. It's crazy.
Madison Square Garden. Yeah, that's where they sold out. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So insane. But thank you again. For coming on our show, Casey. We appreciate it. It was great fun. I loved all the projects you were telling us about, because some of them I was like, I had no idea how you just.
Yeah, well,
I really I don't know how you keep track of all of it. It's amazing.
Now, hopefully my mind is
okay. I'm more because I get it's mathematical biology, but I'm still more toward the bio side. Sorry, your math and simulations are fun and cute and all, but. But it wasn't. Yeah, no, it was great. So thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I enjoyed talking to the three of you. And if anybody wants to find out more about circadian rhythms, just send me an email.
Yeah,
we will, and we please check out his website. And we will direct that anytime we email you guys or send you a text or any of the info in regard to this recorded session. We will give you his information as well, as far as where you can find his research publications, anything that's viewed. I know they have posted things on the NJT website already, but I don't know how recent that is, where they have the professor and then
professor. Don't you get your own your own? I guess a mini web, your own.
Yeah,
link.
So we all have faculty web pages, and then on those web pages, we usually put a link to your personalized pages.
Okay. Oh yeah, right.
All right. Yep. So this is A Generation of Forgotten Kings, Adam Gilbert. Thank you again, Casey, for coming on the show. You're listening to R&B Radio Show. We'll be back.
It's only a dream, I know, but it's the dream we know, and it's waiting here to see what we can do. It's only life, I know, but it's the life we know, and it's waiting here to see what we can do. Oh, let's see what we can do. Take the thought of all your friends who couldn't see it through, and take the love of strangers in who gave it up for you. Who gave it up for you? It's only a dream, I know, but it's the dream we know, and it's waiting here to see what we can do. It's only a life, I know, but it's the life we know, and it's waiting here to see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Time for us to clean things up and make things anew. 'Cause generations had their test. Let's see what you and me we can do. Oh, let's see what we can do. 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 Girl, it's really good to see you come around. I know you've been lost, I'm glad you got found, 'cause I've been a little lost myself. Found an old picture of you on my phone. Got a new feeling now, I won't let go till I can tell you for myself. Why don't you stay for a while? It's been too long since I've smiled. There's too few people I trust. I won't ask you for too much. Good conversation and couldn't say it for yourself. Look, I'd be lying if I said to you that I know exactly what I should do. But I've set my whole heart on trying. Why don't you stay for a while? It's been too long since I've smiled. There's too few people I trust. I won't ask you for too much, good conversation and such. And if I'm being honest, from time to time you cross my mind. Good company is hard to find. From time to time you cross my mind. So stay with me just for the night. From time to time you cross my mind. Good company is hard to find. From time to time you cross my mind. So stay with me just for the night. Cross my mind. Cross my mind. You cross my mind. Cross my mind.
Fill my cup with self-expression, my direction. I will follow it today. Lead me through the maze of my invention, step by step. I can hear and see all the hidden things in my brain. Your watch, such a mind, imagination, my creation wants to stand the test of time. Try to keep my focus, love's addiction, stacks of paper, got an organized pile. Which comes into my life and release what's inside my mind. 'Cause I am an ordinary man. My dear is through today.
And we are back, R&B radio show, listening to some tunes. And some of the songs that we were listening to before, what we start off with, like I said, was Yellow Claw, Light Years, In the End, Linkin Park, Junior Gone. It's Junior or JR. I don't know how that, it's all caps. Like, I can't really tell from their title. Twin Forks, hey, I have a twin, with their song Cross My Mind, and a few more to go. Hopefully we don't have YouTube copyright issues, because that'd be nonsense.
That's like the bane of our existence, YouTube.
You know what, really? And I gotta edit it and take some songs out, so you can only catch it live. And then we did have a new one from Adam Gilbert. 2 songs I think that we played from him. The one, the Generation song that we played, and oh gosh darn, the name escaped me. You happen to remember, Mina?
No.
The Breakthrough Today. That's
there
what it
you
was.
go. Yep.
Oh my god, I was looking in his Generation
I was gonna look
thing
back
instead
too.
of the other song, Breakthrough Today. That's what I was talking about. So yeah, again, we will check out his information. I already checked out his website, and he's won awards. He's done so many things. Like, it was a cool beat.
So before we jump into our second half of shenanigans, we just want to throw a quick birthday shout out to the birthday boy of today. It's actually very rare that we have their birthday actually on the day of our show.
It is. It is
Saul
weird.
Dork Ezra.
Saul Dork
Happy
Ezra.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's actually your birthday today. So here you go. R&B tradition.
Our cute little orange aliens.
I wish I had like these aliens like in my pocket and just could like take
Whip them out when it's somebody's
Whip
birthday.
them out. They're
Like,
just
come on,
adorable
start
and small.
singing.
They're like pocket size. Start singing.
Oh man, the big
Ew.
2-5.
Damn.
Darn.
So that's like a
Party
big
horn.
milestone because they call it your quarter. You know?
And then 5 more years till it turn 30.
Yeah. But it's basically like quarter century, you know what I mean? So it's like a huge thing.
You should celebrate.
Uh,
Like, really celebrate.
Yeah, you was telling us you went to a sauna. You went to some place to eat in
Yeah.
Clifton. Sounded like a really neat place. Oh, in Fairlawn. I believe the sauna was in Fairlawn.
He's doing a bunch of fun birthday stuff. But yeah, happy
Turkish
birthday. So
food.
have we already said like things that we like, or what are we doing, like 5 qualities we like about him
Or
did
dislike
that,
about
like,
him?
or dislike
Yeah, we're not
about
going to repeat that nonsense. We're just going to get back to
But
our
yeah,
stuff.
happy birthday, and hope it's filled with some splendid stuff.
Some splendid stuff indeed. So like I was saying before, in the beginning of the show, some of the things that we would hit was an interview with Wired. It's a company, you can find their videos on YouTube, and they had questions that were common questions that were Googled or searched on the web for astronauts. So we could just play this little clip right, or actually, we'll go through it. This is too long. We'll some of their questions that we could just read on here that people actually searched, no joke, was, do astronauts drink their own pee?
What?
And in case you guys didn't know, because some of these things I didn't even know about it.
Who would like
No,
They were curious, and they do actually. That's their answer. But they're the waste and everything that they take out of their bodies goes through, and they show like the 3 astronauts in their station momentarily as this interview, questions are going on back and forth, and they had a bunch of these wires and cases and everything on the roof of their station, and that gets circled back and it filters through, it gets cleaned up and everything, and filters through and becomes clean water, and that's actually what they drink. So yeah, actually their pee does get converted and they drink it every day.
So they actually drink pee water.
Well, it's just water, Crystal. It's not pee. They remove all the toxins. But it's this really high-tech machine that they have over their heads, and that's what this entire, you should see it, what this station looks like.
I've actually seen that.
So many gadgets.
That engineers are trying to perfect that for countries in Africa, that they're trying to, because they don't have, access to actual clean, healthy water. So they try to, they make the contraption, they've brought it to, I don't know how far it's gone, but that's the idea behind it, is that they filter the water through it and it actually comes out like really nice clean drinking water. Because if you can't have access to it, the next best idea is to just make something that will filter it.
Right.
So
also there was one about, let me see here, do astronauts get to keep their suits?
Their
and
space suits,
their space suits, and the answer is no.
Oh, that's cool.
They don't get to keep it because they need it for future astronauts, the other ones that go out to the satellite, the others. It's how expensive that is. It's a giant resource.
Well, they already wasted a lot of money in some of the projects. Might as well clothes. You need it.
Yeah, very true. But I don't know. Like there's spacesuits they can't keep. Obviously, they have. They need it for the other astronauts who are going to be going on other missions, and it's very expensive. There's a lot of resources, and a lot of it goes into making it and designing it in the first place. So no, they can't keep it. Somebody else also asked, do astronauts cry? Yeah, they do cry.
They get homesick.
And their answer was,
just because they go into space doesn't mean they're not normal people.
But they're saying, like, how do they cry in space? And it's like, the answer is, well, when the water streams or the tears stream down their face, it's sort of like a thicker liquid. It's sort of like pasty and gluey, and they say that's what it feels like, because again, it's zero gravity. They're and as they're answering all these questions, they're just floating in their space station while they're answering these questions. And another question was, do they wear glasses? And one astronaut's standing right there with his glasses, and he takes them off and hooks them around something, and they just float next to him. I was like, that's cool. They had one, can astronauts whistle on the moon? Yeah, they can whistle, but they were saying like they won't whistle with their they can if they were in their spacesuit, but again, you have a limited supply of oxygen, so they're not going to waste by whistling. This one was neat too. They asked, do astronauts need passports? And the answer is yes. Insane, right? They can go into space, walk on the moon, collect these rocks on their mission or whatnot, whatever that they're doing. However, they do need their passports because when they set off, when they're, they blast off from wherever they are in America.
From their station.
When from their station.
In America,
thank you, Bina. NASA sets them ready to go. When they come back, actually, one of them landed on Kyrgyzstan, where their pod is lands or something. It's not in America. One was somewhere else in Russia.
On another part of the world. So
in different countries. Yeah. So they have to actually exit it, go through customs, and they need their passports. So they make sure their team carries their credentials at all times. So yeah,
that's crazy.
It's in reality, that's what actually happens. They asked if astronauts could vote, and the answer is yes, they can vote. They enabled it through computer technology, all that stuff, that they can put their ballot in even when they're in space.
Out of state, out of country vote?
I actually don't know what box they would check. Out of
planet.
They put in space. Yeah, out of planet. Where are you from? But they count. Their votes count. They can vote in space. Do astronauts really wear diapers? They do. They wear diapers actually all the time, because when they're blasting off, when they're out actually gathering material and everything on the moon, or if they're just in the pod, or just they're wherever else in the station, they need it because they'll be out on these missions for 8 to 10 hours. So you're gonna need a diaper. I believe that's all the questions. They said, do astronauts drink while they're the alcoholic beverages? And they said no, that wouldn't be too safe. I mean, you can, but it's
you're still operating the machine.
Exactly, you're on a job.
Or yeah, we landed on the moon. Crack open
a bottle of tequila. Let's get wasted. Oh guys, look at me. And somebody floats, or someone else is smoking a joint, and they it's just it'll be a big giant mess. And then be like Major Tom.
Imagine somebody start throwing up there. Oh my god.
You better be in their spacesuit though. or
like,
if they're in the station
it would just be
and their
floating
vomit just
around.
that's disgusting.
Can't you only pack what you need like to survive?
To survive.
So like, what are they gonna store away a bottle of tequila? It doesn't make any sense.
Obviously not allowed to.
Obviously
And then
not,
can astronauts have piercings? Yeah, they can have piercings. I don't know where that question came from.
Why
these
you would
three
want
dudes didn't have
though.
piercings, but you can if you're in
Pretty
space.
sure one of the female ones.
They're like make sure you do it, get pierced on land though before you go into space.
Oh
that
yeah,
would
that's a
probably
given. Although I wouldn't be surprised if somebody from America Googled that though.
Those are some of the questions. Those were some of the questions that we had. So yeah, Bina, we can go over to you to do our science edition of Would You Rather.
All right, we'll start with
if you'd be so
rather.
kind.
I actually have an article also about a neuroscientist, but we can do that a little bit later. So let's do some Would You Rather now. We'll break into some music and then we'll come back. We'll split it up a bit. So
sounds good.
First one, would you rather be known as a famous leader or a famous inventor?
Inventor.
See, famous leader probably gets more appraisal and more
than inventors?
Yeah, or more
I would say leader.
You'd say leader?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I'm thinking with Crystal, kind of just like
inventor.
Be smart, invent something,
First,
be known for
being
it.
an inventor,
That's true.
First of all, you're gonna be known. If
Yeah.
Secondly, whatever you invented, somebody buys that, you get royalties, right? So at this, you do two things.
Yeah,
at
no,
once.
if
That
your
is
name
tr-
goes
that's
on to, yeah, it's true.
good
If your name
thinking.
goes on it.
Good thinking.
And as a leader, I don't know, there's so much going on there. There's a lot of, what are we talking, like political leader? That's too much.
no, I can be a leader of like some franchise or some company.
Okay, that's
or,
true,
or
yeah.
something. Which, speaking of that, if you're just, quick snippet, I'm going to put my 2 cents in here. The second richest man alive, I believe, something, some sort of category thing. Forbes had running in their current edition was about the CEO of Amazon. He's now this second richest person, replacing Warren Buffett.
Not surprising.
Which I didn't,
Amazon's
it isn't that
making waves,
surprising. That's true. Like we were talking about, a few sessions back about how they're now producing movies and TV shows, and that they were showed up at the Oscars, and it's like, what are you doing, Amazon?
Yeah,
You're really branching out.
I just read an article on Amazon, and they say that one of their biggest roots of success is the fact that they spread their business out to third parties. And it's one of the most successful things you can do as a business.
Definitely benefited,
yeah, because you hold on to them. It's not like, okay, we'll give you 100%. They take percentages off of millions of people, millions even of people who are selling, whatever they have around the house, and then Amazon gets to control everything and still take some of the profit.
Yes.
And because they've spread it out so people can kind of make their own mini businesses, they're happy. That means they're not only their profits go up, their popularity goes up, it's more well known. So they're just really, and then with the whole thing with the what are they called? They're not called droids or whatever they're called. For and the new stores that they're opening up, they're just, that's expanding it even more. So yeah, they're
drones.
Really up there. Drones, yeah, the drones.
I was like, Star
so they keep
Wars?
implementing these new ideas and ways to.
Plus, they have great customer service.
Do they? I would.
No, I would. No, I'd have to agree.
Being a stay-at-home mom experience.
No, but it's because I do have to say, like, sometimes you can't be 100% sure with the customers you were trying to sell to, those other parties. And if they really, screw you over, there's nothing you can do about it. But Amazon does everything to make it right. So if you're trying to buy from a third party, but it's not within Amazon, they'll refund you. They'll send you a new one. You'll say, like, oh, I know it's over 30 days, but come on, I'm a good seller and I give you business. And they're like, okay, we'll scrap that. They really do work with you, and they're very responsive. Mm-hmm. So they do have a very good, and that's also a key to a business, is to be very responsive and have, like, outstanding customer service, because that's how you keep things rolling, and they have people on that 24/7. So I would have to agree with that.
Giving Amazon brownie points. Okay. Continue.
Would you rather discover the entire Earth or just go into space?
Go into space.
Yeah, go into space. Done with
Really?
Earth. It's been done. People have discovered it already.
You were
It's
the
been
one
done.
person who discovered the entire Earth. I don't know. I kind of want to go.
If you discover the entire Earth, wouldn't you be dead at the point that you?
Yeah. What happened with the whole dinosaurs?
You're right,
discovered.
Crystal. I didn't think of that.
So it's a given that we're
so
dead.
I wouldn't
Great.
be living. Yeah, that's a very odd question. I don't know. It's going to space, like the idea of it just sounds so scary.
No,
like,
I think it's exciting. I think it's
so
great.
exciting. You
I'm
can see
on board.
Other Milky Ways there.
I'm on board that we go colonize Mars, start growing people.
No, but then
Let's
Mars,
go.
they said like they don't have great living conditions in Mars.
It's
Yeah,
not great
they-
living conditions here either. I'm sick and tired of my taxes going to nowhere. Nobody's filling my damn potholes.
And what about that healthcare just
that healthcare?
just disaster of
Yeah, maybe
situation?
Mars will have better health care.
No, I saw this
does that
meme
even
that was
mean?
so funny that it was saying that like scientists have just discovered a few different like a new set of planets, and like 2 or 3 of them are now they're finding that it's habitable, and you see this girl whipping out this giant suitcase and putting it on her bed as if she's like ready to pack, because people just
Is that the same site where you told me Jumanji isn't going?
I don't
the
even know.
remake.
I find all of these
Crystal, you hear this?
on
Just
Facebook. I just
the
find all
remake
these
of
articles.
Jumanji. They started filming in Hawaii. I believe it's post production now, whatever. But they with Kevin Hart and Dwayne Johnson,
Yeah.
they're remaking Jumanji
without
the board
Jumanji.
game.
What? That's
So we're
the
like,
whole
one post yourself like,
Someone literally posted like, wait, how the heck do you make a Jumanji without a Jumanji? That's just garbage.
right?
That's BS.
How do you? That
That's
doesn't make
not
any
Jumanji
sense.
It's not
anymore.
yet. So I turned to it
Oh,
and
It's
like
a
then,
comedy show at
then
that
it's
point.
not called Jumanji.
I mean, we
Name it
already
something
know.
else.
We already know that 2017 came with a bunch of terrible
Just
and poor
remakes.
remakes and
Yeah.
reboots, but it's like
Remakes
you know,
and reboots.
remakes and reboots.
Do you think that NASA has actually found life on another planet, but they just don't want to share it with
Yes.
the public?
Yes.
We
That's
firmly
not a
believe that.
would you rather.
NASA's
but
a cult.
NASA,
A bunch of nerds are running it, and they have information. They probably already packed their families, and they're off living a great life, and they're just watching us decay here.
Saying?
It's already happened.
Oh my god.
They probably have
That's what's
houses
going
there
on.
already, and they're like, yeah, I'm just gonna stay on Earth
You know what?
till
Yeah.
like it destructs itself. Like people destroy
They probably
it.
have their own escape pods.
or like till
Oh
like
my
the
gosh.
apocalypse like
That
happens
reminds me-
and then move to the new
or they
planet.
have their own like fifth dimension they created or something.
That
But there's
reminds
another
me-
section of their like
They
happy
probably
family.
have a portal at this point.
Exactly, right?
Oh
Listen,
my
I
gosh.
watched the new episode of Rick and Morty. I don't know if you know about the animated show, Crystal, but
Yeah,
Bina
I-
knows
I-
about it.
I used to watch that.
Oh,
That's
how
how I
did you
got those
stop? It
ideas.
was so good. They came back with the first season of the first episode of season 3. It was phenomenal. I won't reveal anything in case of for those who have not caught up yet. But it was fantastic, and now it's got me always thinking about time and space and like messing with it. And it's like these NASA people already got something figured out. Something's happening.
That reminds me of that Phineas and Ferb episode where they put Candace, like, they teleport her to Mars.
yeah.
And then supposedly what they were inferring was that there's this one dweeb sitting in front of a giant screen at NASA watching Mars to see if, like, there are any alien life forms. So then she goes, oh my gosh, there's like a probe that like I can go in front of and someone on Earth will recognize me and see that like I'm a human and I'm actually on this Earth and to come and help me. And the guy, as she goes to like put her face in the camera, he's like, I can't take it anymore. And he looks away from the camera and he's like, I've been sitting here for years and there's absolutely no life form on Mars. I'm not gonna watch this anymore. And at the same moment she's trying to get his attention. So I just feel like
so funny.
I just feel like
When are
that's
they
actually
going
going
back
on.
to school? That's a question.
Yeah, that is a question.
I think it's summer break forever.
Yeah, but like even if you calculate it,
Now they're
180 days is like not even a thing. Like that's
Listen,
summer's
Hey
way too
Arnold was
long.
in school for a long time, and SpongeBob I don't think ever got his boat license. So animated characters can just stay frozen in
Yeah.
time forever, but not Rick and Morty. I don't know. They don't age, and I don't know what happens to Rick. Crazy ass grandpa. But it's I'm telling you, NASA probably there's probably already a species out there that's just like us, except smarter, stronger, more well equipped or something, and has already inhabited another planet and is already functioning and living there, and we're still stuck here, but we'll never know, will we?
Oh, I wish I did this when Professor Diekman was here. Would you rather prefer math or science? So now I'm outnumbered.
Science.
Science.
Oh, come on, Crystal. I
You
was
are
rooting for you
outnumbered.
back there. Would you rather be caught in a lightning storm or a blizzard?
A blizzard.
Really? Just right off the bat, I had to think about
Because
it.
I hate lightning.
But I really don't think I would get struck.
Don't you have less of a chance of being struck by lightning than if you're in the blizzard? There's no chance like you're getting hit by the blizzard.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree with that. I'd rather be in a lightning storm.
So it's really
just don't wear any metal and stay by tires.
Like take your risk, or like just have to plummet through like a giant snowstorm. I don't know. Would you rather? We did that one before. Which would you rather say about science? That's a little different. Science is pretty much spot on most things, including evolution and the age of Earth. Or them scientists are dumb.
Just ask Mom this question.
I ain't no monkey, and the world ain't no bajillion years old. They even say stars are bigger than the moon.
I think I'm gonna pick Vina.
I mean, I'm thinking the former, but we have this argument with Mom all the time where she's like, everything's hypothetical. There is no, and we're like, no, there's scientific fact, blah, 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 blah. It's like, there's still so many uncertainties and unknowns, and we're still looking into everything and researching and discovering and blah, blah, blah. But how can you argue with something that's already been proven, though? How they say like creationism is now what was that thing that they were going to print in inside of those textbooks, challenging the theory of evolution, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, of course.
Well, I don't know. The latter seems pretty grammatically incorrect and not well spoken. So I'd have to.
So you're not using the latter because of English.
I can't support something like that. That was just atrocious.
I can't support your poor grammar.
All right, we're gonna jump back into music for a couple of songs. We'll be back with some more scientific Would You Rather. You are listening to R&B Radio Show.
I mean, I have to play this for the new Power Ranger movie that came out already.
Good God.
People said 5 out of 10. What? 48% Rotten Tomatoes. So there's
48 is pretty low. Would you like to get that on the test?
Franchise is still going on.
It is not still going on.
So,
that is pretty low and dying.
But I went with the classic, Mighty Morphin. You're listening to R&B Radio Show.
We're sorry, Mom. Well, at least I'm sorry.
Hopefully this doesn't get YouTube copyrighted.
You walking, humming your song, mirror in the bathroom, nail
you've got the music in you. One dance left, this world is gonna pull through. Don't give up, you've got a reason to live. Can't forget, we only get what we give.
That
circles round a night that never ends. I've been chasing heartache in a city and a friend. I've been with you so long, even seen you lose it, but who cares? Does it take you a long time? Does it make you upset? Does it make you think everybody wants to be your friend? I can give you a heartbeat. I can give you a friend. I can make you think everybody wants to be your friend. Take me and lose me and tell them I'm yours. Take me and lose me and tell them I'm yours. Take me and lose me and tell them I'm yours. Take me and lose me.
That's Blondie. Long time. Blondie. Gotta love Blondie. I don't know. They've been around a long time. You heard this first on the R&B radio show, though. Unless you heard it first somewhere else. You know what I'm saying. And, what's her name? Debbie Harry. What's Blondie's real name? The singer. I'm gonna look it up right now. I don't know. I feel like the clip will be muted because of that song that I just played, because it's a new one off of Blondie's new album. And I don't know, I just liked the taste of it, the jam. It was great. And she was, Debbie Harry. She was, I don't know, I think Debbie Harry was gorgeous. And she's now, in her 70s? Everyone's getting so old.
Why
Why are you so old? She's 71, yeah. 71. Yeah, quite the history. But she's getting, no, they're great. I love Blondie. I just really hope that the clip doesn't get muted, because the song and the whole copyright issues.
But that's life. You gotta live with it.
That is what you gotta live with. And I saw you close your eyes. We heard I saw you close your eyes, and then we had Felix Cartel, Get What You Give. So we got some electronic music remixes, reboots. Of course, Power Rangers. And some other classic hits. What I did want to mention, one thing, I believe I told you before, being about Vigo, that machine. I believe it was in East Brunswick, New Jersey, where they had a bunch of students in the class raise money for this kid who was suffering with cancer, some other disease, where he had to be home. He couldn't physically be at school. So they raised money, got Vigo, which is like a small little white machine. It has a camera, and the kid can just zone in from home. Basically, he has a tablet he uses, and this device basically assists the student in staying involved in school. So while he can do his stem cell surgery and other research the doctors need to do to help the kid out, he uses this to attend his classes. They brought it on a field trip so he could actually see whatever play that they were watching. He can move himself around the hallways in the classroom, so he's able to control this machine from home. The only thing the Vigo can't do is go upstairs. But yeah, Vigo, VGO.
Wait, have you seen
cool.
It's like taking a visual online class.
Remember, like Nickelodeon shows, they had that.
Yeah, Nickelodeon had it way before any of these. No, I mean,
I completely forgot about that.
It's true. I think I've seen it on commercials or something. They're definitely trying to make it,
I think it's helpful for the student.
More of a breakthrough than, but I mean, there have been people talking about how, does that mean all classrooms are just gonna go virtual? Like, why do you have to be there? But for students who literally can't make it, or maybe like
it's medical condition,
or what if like there's that one time like you literally can't make it to school? I don't know. I feel like that's gonna be the way of the future, that you're gonna have like 2 allowed virtual days, that like you don't have to come into class, but you can virtual, the TV from
like a mental health day
from home. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
I don't know. And it wouldn't count as an absence. I guess.
No, but but then you can only make it like 2 a year or something, because then the student would be like, oh, I want to stay online like every single day or something.
Or your exams would be online. I don't know. I mean, the only class you can't attend is gym. Like, you can't do that on. What are you gonna, on mini clips? You're gonna find some basketball.
No, when they do it, you keep the
Xbox
screen on, and then you just do all the drills that they're doing. But
handball, and you throw the ball at the Vigo, and it falls on the ground and breaks to pieces. And there was another thing in the Czech Republic, a beer vending machine. Ooh. So it's a small little door, small little hatch that you would open it up. You would put in 50 cents. That's it. 50 cents, and it would fill up an entire glass of beer. You pull the lever, and you just get your fresh beer right there. The government, the government shut it down within 1 week because it said it's illegal. It's illegal to serve alcoholic beverages through a vending machine. So,
they shut it down because it's illegal. I thought they shut it down because 50 cents,
in
Japan,
per.
50 cents.
Sake.
Yes.
Yeah, they have a sake vending machine.
Sweet.
So
no
basically, just put
I don't know,
50 cents or something, their coin there, and then you just have the little shot.
That's hilarious.
And it would give you sweet, and they didn't shut it down. They still have it running.
No,
only in it's a Czech Republic that they shut it down. I was gonna say only in America they wouldn't let us have this, but we don't have it to begin with. So anyway, over to you, Bina.
So most of you have probably heard that exercise is not only powerful in like shaping you physically, but it has a lot of powers related to the brain. So a neuroscientist says that discusses like all these benefits, a part of the brain, in this article that actually Axiom sent us. So
it's another stumble upon thing.
Yeah, very cool find, very interesting. We know some of this, some people may not know all of these, but so one of the main things that exercise is known to do is fight stress, which we have known that before. So it can also improve your ability to shift and focus attention. So I don't know if we've heard of that before. And of course, increased levels of physical exercise can also improve your memory. So I don't know. I mean, you guys have probably heard that before, right? That it has been proven that the more you exercise and the more it becomes a regular, what's the word I'm looking for? Like thing in your routine in your life. The lower your chances are for suffering from cognitive diseases, decline, and even things like dementia. So it actually has that benefit because it improves the functions of the hippocampus, which is actually part of what Dr. Diekman was just talking to us before. So that part of your brain, and it's actually linked to like brain diseases. So dementia, I can fight against Alzheimer's. So along with your physical qualities, it can really, really help things in the brain, focus and attention, things like that. And
that's awesome.
Also talked about in this article how that's why with preschools, a lot of them are adapting to having preschools entirely outside, because at the youngest age, when most of your preschool is situated at in the outside, they're mostly running around and they get their exercise for 6 to 8 hours a day, and that from an early age, and if they instill that exercise, then it does wonders for even kids at such a young age, because that's when they're developing. So I just thought that was really I call it like a magic smart pill almost, because it has such an effect on your brain. So I thought that was really interesting. So thanks, Axe, for finding that one for us. So we're going to switch over back to Would You Rather. Would you rather believe, this one's interesting, not even facts or anything. Would you rather just believe the Earth is a sphere or the Earth is flat?
A sphere.
It's a sphere.
Yeah, it is a sphere, but what would you rather believe it is?
I would rather believe it's a sphere. If I had a choice.
Yeah, if you had a choice, you just wish that it was flat, or you're
it makes more sense to be a sphere to me. I don't know. Flat.
Like, what does it do for you if you
what is
I believe
it doesn't do anything for me to be flat?
Because think about it. If it was flat, then there won't be Santa Claus because nobody would live on the North Pole.
What the heck?
I love Crystal's logic.
If it was
it's like
flat,
Santa Claus,
then
guys,
there
come
wouldn't
on.
be Santa Claus because there'd be no North Pole. Well, is it flat horizontally or vertically?
It makes sense to be
Right? It matters
No,
now because now we have a North and South Pole.
Okay,
But if it's flat and like
horizontal.
we can't. Where's the equator? Like what happened?
So are you
Horizontal-
saying if it's
flat,
vertical,
we're
we're hanging
squished it
off
like
the
a paper-
side or something like that? Which
exactly.
It is
If I go
with
to
the
the
sphere,
end,
but it's
is just what
not.
happens?
Oh my god, what's going on?
Just jump.
So is there if it's flat, like,
Yeah, what
does that
angle
mean
does the
there's
sun
an
shine?
underside of it? Like, can people live underneath, or you live on top of the flat
What,
part?
you live upside
You can
down?
live. You can live if it's a sphere.
Well, it's
People
a
live
sphere,
underneath, upside down
so
anyway.
technically
Whatever you're
it's
saying.
almost like they
Well,
live.
true.
But I mean, that's really
That's a
funny.
dumb question.
I love that. But I love how they're like, would you rather believe this or this? Well, like,
It's like, oh my God, a
only one
breakthrough.
is fact, but no, it doesn't matter.
It's like, would you rather believe in unicorns or horses? It's like unicorns.
so yeah, that's kind of like the same
But
thing.
that's way more interesting than flat and sphere.
Would you rather be a physicist or a chemist?
Chemist.
Okay, but what if like you knew everything?
Nope.
You
Nope,
don't
still
even
chemist.
care.
No.
You would never even cross the physics
No.
side once again.
Too complex.
That was left back in Bergen where it
that
belongs.
was left a long time
We
ago.
were too traumatized.
We were too. Yeah, we don't know all about these vertices and such.
I love this next one on this website is would you rather science or philosophy? That sounds like
Science.
it's
I'd
missing
rather
like
science.
Scientific philosophy. Boom.
Ooh.
yeah, philosophy gets like super like gray area and
Philosophy's
complicated, I guess
fun
that's-
though. Philosophy's a lot of fun. I don't. Did
Yeah.
you take the
Makes
philosophy
you
course
question
I
a lot
did.
of-
in Bergen Community College?
But I got angry because a lot of no, because seriously, but I think that's my downfall. A lot of it is so much gray area, and I just
Yeah,
like
well,
A plus B equals C. That's
because
it.
you're math. I
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
No,
So I guess
philosophy was
that's
a
it.
lot of fun though.
No,
We
philosophy
covered as
made me
many.
question
as we
a lot
could.
of things in life.
Well, that's it. You question one thing, somebody questions what you question, and
Yeah.
you don't get an answer. You get more questions.
So that's my point. Like, there's an only gray area for like the rest of your life.
But it's fun trying to debate with people. They had
Yeah.
a lot of what we covered, the text that we read and everything were very interesting. But this is not new. I mean, for somebody who majors in that is extreme dedication for them. I don't know. I could only take one course of it. It
Wait,
just
I'm
hurts my
just
brain.
Wondering, like, for those
Too
people
long.
who major in philosophy or something like that, do they ponder about life all
Yes,
the time? Or like,
Crystal.
oh, why is this glass half empty, half full?
and that's part of it. That's some philosophy.
I don't
right.
think- I'm not sure.
Like, do they do that? Like, I don't know.
This one kid in high school was like got so like, but in the science part of it, but got so like philosophical. It was just like, you're not really sitting on this chair, and like it's really like the
Be
atoms.
like, oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
Jack.
my
Then what am I
God.
doing? What am I doing right now? Standing?
What, am I what, floating on top
Yeah,
of
no,
the
he
thing?
says like the atoms are literally like they're so like you're really not actually physically sitting on this chair and I was like I
So
can't even.
if I rub my butt up against, across the chair in the seat and everything, you just
I don't know.
What is
I
that?
just
But
thought he
it's
was
the
trying to
atoms
be all
and
scientific
molecules.
about it. I
I'm
don't
just
know.
like rubbing my atoms.
All right, an alien spaceship lands in front of you. They tell
Oh.
you
Mm-hmm.
that you have been chosen and that they
Okay,
okay, Rita, calm
They
down.
like me. They really like me. Okay.
And they
sorry.
will explain everything to you. Any questions that you have for them, they will explain every answer to all those questions. They say that you will have a great life with them and will see some fantastic things. But you have to leave everything on Earth behind and you will never return.
I'll
Would
only
you
see some fantastic things.
some.
Come on, you gotta promise me more and
I
beyond.
love how I'm doing this whole like really cool situation, and you're like some things. That's
You
it.
gotta get
Alien?
practical here.
Would you rather join them or would you rather stay on Earth?
Do they
I leave
promise not to
everything
kill
behind.
me?
Yeah. Is
They
that in our agreement?
They
Good
don't
question,
say that.
Crystal.
They don't say that.
Mm.
Everything,
risky.
everything they tell
Yeah,
you,
this is risky.
everything
What do they do with my body?
they bring.
Are
you-
they actually green?
They have a lot
Do they
of
pee from their
loopholes
finger?
here.
Like in Scary Movie 3. Do
What
they?
do we eat there?
Can-
First
yeah.
of
What do we
all?
eat? Dogs.
You eat alien food. That's what
Can you be more specific? Like
No.
alien cookies
No,
and
they
alien
give
spaghetti?
You this spiel. You have to give them.
Are
the
they also
answer.
gluten free?
Sure.
Do they believe in that? Then I don't want to go
Yes,
with them.
that is an option.
No.
I doubt
You know,
it.
you are supposed to be gluten free. Why is that a bad
No,
thing?
everything.
I would stay. There's no way, like, they could just be saying that and then kill you when they're done.
There's not enough information.
I agree.
Given, so
It's
for now,
not.
I'd
Yeah.
stay.
Yeah. They'd say I can answer all my questions,
Which
right? So I can
which-
ask them, "Would you kill me?"
Which,
and they
by
would
the way,
answer.
in the math section, that not enough information has never been
The right answer.
an answer for,
on the multiple choice.
For,
yes.
Yeah, when I took an SAT course, you're just like, out of my 20 years of teaching, it's never been E, so just forget about it. I don't know if they changed it, but I just thought that was an interesting fact. So.
Thank you for that interesting fact.
If we ever talk about this,
Can I have 5 seconds of my life back
would
now?
you rather have time travel be invented,
You just
or
boob slapped me?
or would you rather live without time travel?
Can you repeat that question?
Would you rather have
Mhm.
time travel be invented, or live without time travel at all?
Well, we live in the world where it is and isn't right now.
Yeah, I know, but now you have the opportunity, or you have the
Of
choice.
course, I would live in time travel.
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
brings in a lot of, dimensions and, haywire. Things could go wrong.
I can go back and
I
do
can
whatever
make
I
a lot
want.
of mistakes and go back to the time like nothing
You fix them,
happened.
yeah.
That's hilarious. Just
But then
don't worry, guys.
Then the
I have-
present already occurred. That we had this whole debate with Saul about, we were talking about Back to the Future or something, where it's like, oh God, not Back to the Future. What was the other? Saul, quick, chime in. Tell me. We were, there was some other film or TV show, something else we were covering, where it's like it doesn't matter if you go back. And try to alter something, it
Wasn't
has
Back to the
already
Future?
happened. It has already happened. No. For Back to the
Meet
Future,
the
though.
Robinsons. That's what it was.
No.
Is it cartoon?
Yeah, it was.
No,
Meet
it
the Rob-
wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Was it? No, listen. If for Back to the Future, if you go back and they change history, they come back to the future, it's reset. It's, it's something was altered. But Saul was saying, like, what was his ridiculous example? He's like, if you gave Hamlet, the book Hamlet you got at a bookstore, went back in time and gave it to Shakespeare and told him, before he wrote Hamlet, told him, write this.
Okay.
And then you go in the future, who wrote Hamlet? And that was his question. And you'd be like, oh, it's Shakespeare, but you're the one who got it from the books. You went back
But
there
from
before he ever
Shakespeare,
even
so
wrote
Shakespeare
it.
Still wrote it.
We don't even know if Shakespeare exists.
did you-
If he was real, if he was a person.
That's
But
so
it was because,
funny.
you know what I'm saying? And that's why when we have these continuous conversations about time and space and this is dimensions and all that, it gets so confusing. Because I'm like, what's real? I don't know. It's over my head
There's
sometimes.
people
Never.
riled up too.
Ugh. And then people that manipulate these ideas or do something informative of their own and are creative and innovative and put it in a TV show, like we were saying Rick and Morty before, and they just go beyond and extend these ideas. It's like, wow, you guys have been pondering this for a while. They think about it and they try to make it logical and make sense to you, and then you try to explain this episode to your friend and you're all like, you're like, yeah, this totally is realistic and makes sense. Anyway,
You got more, Bina?
it's a neat idea. Yeah, we only got time for one more.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for like a good one to close out.
If you can't find one, I'll close out with a great song. That's okay.
Yeah, I think that's.
All right, so we're wrapping it up here for our science edition of Would You Rather. Thanks again for joining us on RB Radio Show. What a happy Monday. Enjoy the rest of the beautiful weather. They say it's going to rain tomorrow.
It is.
Boo. Every
Boo.
time we get some nice weather, they're like, hey, guess what? It's going to rain.
Hey,
so
guess what? So
don't
listen
get
to
used
this
it.
track. This is Default by Django, not Unchained. It's a great one. Anyway, Rena Ezra, Bean Ezra, Christopher signing out. Toodle pip.
Bye.
Thanks for listening again. Catch us next week, R&B Radio Show, same place, same time.
You thought you'd set the bar, I never tried to work it out. We just lit the fire, and now you wanna put it out. You gave it all you got, and what you got is not a lot. Why don't you hand it over? Time is up, you've had your shot. Together once again, disasters in the end, it's like a default. You thought you'd made the grade, all you made would start to fade. We threw it in the fire, it's better that it not be made. You just run together, didn't seem to have the heart. Wheels are coming off now, knew that it would fall apart. Take one for the team, you're a cog in the machine, it's like a default. You missed the starting gun for everything you've ever done. You took part in the race, but disappeared without a trace. You thought you'd set the bar, I never tried to work it out. We just lit the fire, and now you wanna put it out. Forget about the cause, press rewind and stop.